What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another episode, man. And Southern continues their absolute, I would say, dominant run on the transfer portal right now as they land former Arkansas defensive lineman Andy Boykin, a big time SEC transfer portal addition for an already loaded defensive lineman. This is a defensive line that I think has a real argument to be the best defensive line in the SWAC. When you look at some of the additions that they've had, they get Jordan Lewis returning, a Buck Buchanan Award winner from the spring season. Jason Dumas, a three-time SWAC All-American. You land the JUCO Player of the Year. Now you're landing a high-impact SEC transfer at the defensive tackle spot in Andy Boykin with a little bit of versatility to play that defensive end spot, which he did a lot of the times in high school, man. Limited highlights here because Troup County, for some reason, didn't put a lot on Huddle, but from LaGrange, Georgia, a top 550 player in the country in his recruiting class, a top 25 strong side defensive end in his class in the country, man. Consensus three-star, like I said, and a top 60 player in the state of Georgia. And this one's a little bit bittersweet, man. He was committed to Auburn for a while, decommitted, ended up taking his talents to Arkansas, held offers from Alabama, Georgia, Florida, pretty much any big name school in the country you could think of. Boykin had an offer from them, man. When you look at his senior year, 65 total tackles, 9 for loss, 5 sacks, blocked 4 kicks in one season, man. That is a ridiculous. Was an all-region 5-4A defensive team selection. Was invited to all these giant high school camps. Really showed out. Got to go up against some of the best 4 and 5-star talent at the offensive line spot. But you can see here, man, athletic, doesn't give up on the play with it, a very, very high motor. He's extremely active with his hands. He can get upfield in a hurry and he can generate pressure from the edge in a multitude of ways. And he's just great at generating pressure up the middle, which a guy on the team already, Jason Dumas, already does extremely well. He can get upfield at the nose guard spot, defensive tackle spot, and he's going to make an impact. When you can collapse the pocket from the inside, it makes it really hard, even for the best quarterbacks, to make a play off of that. And that is what Andy Boykin is able to do. I think when you look at now the versatility that Southern has, man, and a shout out to the defensive line, positional coaches, shout out to the D coordinator and everyone at Southern, man. They've done an excellent job recruiting right now. And I've been extremely impressed, man. When you looking at the recruiting class, Givens from Shreveport, a huge addition, a District 1 5A Defensive Player of the Year, 69 tackles, 12 sacks, joining Trey Lang from East Mississippi Community College, was a first team 7A All State selection in Florida. You go Taj Brown from Nicholls State as well. 20 games of experience at the FCS level. Jashawn Greathouse, the National JUCO Defensive Player of the Year, was a first team All American selection. And that the list just goes on and on. Chris Best out of Southern Lab. You also have Xavier Potts from Manville High School, was a defensive MVP, two-time first team all district. And that doesn't even include Cameron Preston at defensive tackle, who will represent Southern at SWAC Media Day. And then on top of that, Jason Dumas, and you, of course, you got Jordan Lewis coming back, Buck Buchanan Award winner from the 2021 spring season. This Southern defensive line has a real chance to be special. They have a rotation of at least 8 guys who are probably going to see a lot of playing time this year. You have probably your starting 4. We know Dumas and Lewis are going to be in that. Preston's probably going to be in that. Who's going to be the other defensive end? And we're going to see a lot of these guys like Boykin rotate in, and they're going to be able to keep fresh bodies in for a lot of the game. When you look at Boykin, man, a lot of untapped potential. I believe he has 4 years of eligibility left as well. Could be a staple along this Southern defensive line for a few years now. Saw action in one game at Arkansas, never really found his rhythm, but this is a big guy, man, approaching 300 pounds, 6'4". He's going to be a whole lot to handle on the interior of any offensive line that he goes up against. But this is a major pickup for Southern. a shout out to this recruiting staff, man. A lot of people, including myself, were a little bit skeptical of the Dooley hire when it first happened, just because of some of the other names that were listed as potential, people who interviewed for the job, man. But him and his staff have done an outstanding job recruiting, and Andy Boykin is just another name you're going to have to look out for. Now, when you're looking at this, the defensive line is set. The linebacker spot has a few guys coming in that I'm really excited to see how they pan out. And we know what the secondary is from the two Bowie State guys who were all Americans. One was a player of the year at the CIAA in Morcell. You bring in Corian Harris, you bring in the kid from Troy, Dunlap. You have a lot of talent on this defense. I think Southern is going to be a very, very interesting team to watch come into the 2022 season, man. But former three-star Andy Boykin, Arkansas defensive lineman, announces his transfer to Southern, man. Comment below your thoughts, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe. Also, been approved for Swag Media Day next week, man. Let me know some of the things you want me to ask, what you're gonna be looking for. We're gonna do a Swag Media Day preview probably tomorrow, and of course Friday, man. We have an outstanding HBCU roundtable. Dr. Cavill, BJ Jones, Emory Jones. Listen, the list goes on and on, man. Shout out to all those guys. Jamie Walker is going to be on the roundtable as well. But guys, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. But until next time, the Blue Bloods are out.